This is the moment we've been waiting for. Arsenal against Man City. Arsenal in fifth place. Arsenal looking to keep pace with Manchester City. Arsenal looking to get their 13th points of the season. Their 13th points, having won the top flight of English football 13 times in the past. Arsenal in fifth place with Man City going for their fifth consecutive Premier League title. It is a numbers game, and Arsenal are going to shock the world and win at Man City. There's no Kevin De Bruyne, but there's no Odegaard. Both clubs are neutralized. De Bruyne gets the scripted knack, conveniently gets the knack right before they face off against Arsenal. So you know something is going on. We know at the least Arsenal are going to come away with the point. But how I look at the match, it comes to this. I just find it very hard to believe that Arsenal can shut out Man City for three straight matches. So Man City didn't even score against Arsenal at all last year. Is Man City going to go three straight matches without scoring a goal against Arsenal? I just can't see it. But notice something. City have scored 11 goals and 3 allowed. So remember the 115 charges in the trial that is coming up. The trial of the century. Is Man City going to get banned from every single competition? Because if Arsenal win or up to nothing, then basically City have 11 goals and 5 allowed for the year. So this could be a moment where the student completely outclasses his master. And he definitely did outclass him in the head-to-head matches. Guardiola outclassed him throughout an entire season. But the facts is when both teams are even, when both teams have 10 men, or when both teams have 11 men, including the keeper, Arsenal haven't allowed a goal yet this entire season, including the Champions League. So the only goal they allowed was when there was a one-man disadvantage for Arsenal. They allowed their only goal of the year to Brighton after Declan Rice's red card. So the defense is a real deal. They're going to be very physical with Man City. This is one of the top defenses in all of Europe. We're going to find out how tough Haaland is for the occasion. I tell you, because a guy like Gabriel and Saliba, these guys are absolute tanks. It kind of reminds me of Juventus, my Juventus and Chiellini and Bonucci. These center backs, they hate conceding. These guys take pride in the clean sheet. They take a lot of pride in their craft. So that definitely is one thing that I'm seeing. So I have to go 2-1 for the game because it's 21 years ago. Arsenal are going to win the Premier League again 21 years later. So basically, if we see City 12 goals and 5 allowed, that is Gematria Pep Guardiola. If the score does end 2-1, I know I told everyone I was thinking draw earlier, but I think Arsenal are going to be in first. I think this is a statement match for Arsenal. Pep Guardiola is Gematria 125 if the match does end 2-1. But the 115 charges, could Arsenal be up 2-0 and Man City score? And then, can Arsenal hold on to the lead? Or are they going to bottle it again? Very interesting to see the complexion of the match, to see which way it's headed. Yeah, that's kind of the two things that strike out to me is if City really do have 11 goals and 5 allowed, like their 115 charges, you can't script any better. By the way, when we look at the Camacho Pep Guardiola, when Man City lose, it'd be 12 points in 5 matches in the Premier League. So that's how we look at Camacho Pep Guardiola. So Arsenal win 2-0 or up 2-0, concede a late goal, or quite simply the scores tied 1-1, and yeah, they may have the point, but they're going to go for it at the end. I think they had an open goal last year, but I think Martinelli, I forgot who it was. Who was wide open? Okay, I think Trossard was wide open, and Martinelli could have laid it off to him, but he didn't see him or wanted to take the shot himself. But there was open opportunity last year on Easter at the Etihad. You got to imagine we're going to see Arsenal win 2-1 eventually, because that's the big number. 21 years later, Arsenal win the Premier League. So you got to imagine we see a 2-1 score line eventually. We didn't see it against Brighton. You got to imagine we see 2-1 eventually. Eventually, we got to see 2-1. I mean, City is Camacho 21. Tomorrow is 39, 12, 3-day numerology. It's going to be Pep Guardiola's 39th Premier League loss in his career. And when you reduce the digits, 22 and 9 and 8 of 2024, you get 39. And it could be Pep Guardiola's 39th Premier League loss. So, again, at the least, the Premier League is rigged. We see here 3 clubs at the top are tied for first place. Villa with the comeback, City and Liverpool. And now it seems like every big club has won this week except for Man United. So, if you had a parlay, you decided, hey, Chelsea was going to beat West Ham, or, Villa, they're going to beat Wolves. They're in the relegation, and, Liverpool won today. And, it's Etihad. It's Arsenal only have 6 goals in 4 matches. And, Man City are going to win at home. That could be a really big parlay buster right there. If you just went with Man City because, Arsenal haven't won at the Etihad. So, you like Chelsea? I mean, Chelsea did dominate today. I mean, I'm surprised. Nicholas Jackson scored 2 goals. He's terrible. Arsenal will win. $13 points. Arsenal could be in first place. Leapfrog 4 spots. Leapfrog 4 teams, and Man City are coming off of their 4th consecutive Premier League title. Damn, you must be really old if you like Ashley Cole. This guy goes back to the 2000s. Plus, it's Gunners. That's Camacho 50, or I think the Gunners is 50. It could be 5 matches and 0 losses for the invincible Arsenal. Remember, they didn't concede at Atalanta. So, when it's all even on both clubs, they have yet to concede only when they were down a man against Brighton. He played for the Invincibles, and they decided to join Chelsea, and he won more trophies right after they moved into the Emirates. I wonder when the scripted goals are going to happen tomorrow. So, how I look at it is Martinelli needs to get going. Saka needs to have a big game. Whoever's in the midfield, they're going to keep City at bay. You're talking tanks like Thomas Partey, who's more of a grinded out holding midfielder. Gives City lots of problems. So yeah, if Man City win, they are 5 points clear of Arsenal. And having one less match to play against Arsenal. Is this going to be David versus Goliath stuff? City score first and Arsenal have the scripted comeback? Be my guest. Anything is possible. It's going to be interesting to see how this game plays out tomorrow. The scripted comeback for Arsenal, or are they going to dominate? Because I can see I can see it happening either way. Because of Arsenal's great defensive goal record, because Man City without Kevin De Bruyne, he's the team MVP. And Haaland, they say, is terrible in big matches. And Arsenal are in fifth. They have to keep up. They have to keep up. They have to keep up. They're in fifth. They must win. They must win. So yeah, if Arsenal win tomorrow, they've won the Premier League. If they draw, they'll take it. They're 1 point behind. Points are inevitably going to be dropped, but I see a victory. When does the trial begin? September 16, the independent hearing the Man City's 115 breaches of Premier League financial regulations finally began on Monday. ESPN previously reported the trial would begin on Monday. This was last week with the hearing dubbed as the sports trial of the century. It is expected to last for 2 months. The aim is for the final verdict, including any appeal, to be completed by the end of the 2024-2025 season. We'll see if they play distracted tomorrow. We'll see if it's just same old business as usual. But here we are. Arsenal and City.